Okay, so we have a scenario where some employees have done external training courses from registered training organizations, for example, forklift driving, they're qualified forklift drivers or whatever. And we want to make sure that we log that against their employee profile. So we go into the management employee profile, AD006, because we're managing that profile. And then in this user profile, we then edit the user profile. And in the edit, we can add the training, in the training tab here, there's an extracurricular tab here. And in here, we can add the name. So let's say forklift 101. And here it's important to recognize, to set up, that there needs to be a training course in here that's in released status so that we can pick it. So there isn't a forklift training course in here, but if there would need to be an external, there would need to be a training course in here. And looking at the help, this help is under the general heading of managing employee profiles. So if you type in managing employee profiles in documents.softexpert.com, you get access to all of the configuration settings here. And the key thing to remember is that we have to have an educational entity created first, and we have to have the course has to be created and their use must be defined as employee profile. So when you create a new course in SoftExpert, here I showed this, so we know we go to the training component, we go to training, and we create a new course. Sorry, wrong. We go to file course, and we create a new course. Let's just pick a course type that I've created earlier. Let's call this forklift training. And it has to be employee profile, only for the employee profile. You don't want to train people on it. And the default configuration, in this case, we're doing to check it, just put in here and save. And then I think we accept the revision, see if it gives us an issue here. So we've basically got no content here. It might give us a problem. Let's see what happens. So we've now created it, and we want to go back to the employee and the administration employee management profile. A bit of a tip here. If you just type employee profile and you end up in this program, you won't be able to edit. This is just a view menu. So if you by accident you end up in AD013 and can't edit it, then you're in the wrong program, and in this case it has to be AD006. So now I'm going to see if I can select this course, and in here I go to the training tab and extracurricular, and I add an extracurricular tab, forklift. Let's see if we can get forklift on here. There we go. So now we have forklift training. And there's an educational entity here. If it's not in this list, you need to create that first. We're going to use this. The training method was classroom training in person, but we can add more training methods. You could call it external training, for example. And then the period that they started it, so their start date, their end date, and their workload for doing that, and then their expiration date of their training here, and what score they got and what attendance they got. These are optional, but you can put in what score they got and what the attendance was out of 100%. We can add some comments in here, and we can actually attach the we can attach a document here. It's just a downloaded certificate. So in here you could have their actual certificate, which would be my recommendation. And you can't link it to a document, but you can have it. You can open a photograph as well, a gallery. And I'm not sure what this option is here. I can't do anything with this. So let's just save the record first. Start date must be filled out. So let's say we started it in May the 5th, and the end date was May the 7th, and I'm just going to put in there 16 hours. And as it's extracurricular, I've got the expiration date. Let's just say it's valid till then. They got 78%, and their attendance was 96%. And let's see if we can save this record. So as suspected, once you've created and saved the record, which I have here, you can then drag a file into the attachment box. So you can't add the attachments until you've saved the record. And here we can actually associate competence or an evaluation item. So if we have a competence set up that says forklift driving capability, we can link that to the employee record here. And so in the future, when we're searching for anyone with a forklift driving license qualification, then they'll come up on the search. And we've got this relationship type and association. It's quite a small window, this, so it does take a little bit of navigation. New association. This object's not working for me, but you definitely can associate a competence. And in here, you've now got the object for the competence. There's no competency set up in this database, but that's how you do it. And we can also do an evaluation item. We can associate, or we can created as a relationship, and there's no evaluations set up here. And that's how you create an extracurriculum training valuation for an employee.